Hello, everyone. I hope you are enjoying your weekend morning and welcome to Weekend Conversations. In today's Weekend Conversations, I talk about experiential connect. Now, if we look at the journey of or evolution of relationship between consumer and the brand, we can find many, instances and we can find many, so to say, eras. Initially, we all know that brands were not talking to consumers. There was no marketing, no advertising. And brands would believe that whatever they produce gets consumed, consumers will demand for it. Gradually, there was a need felt that no, we need to talk about the product features and service, its benefits. And that's where we see the early era of marketing coming in. Then, as the competition intensified, brands started realizing that brand also has a persona, and this needs to be communicated to the consumers. This way consumers will find specific brands relatable with their ideology, with their personality, with their beliefs, and with their mission and with what they stand for. Now, this also passed, but thankfully we saw the beginning of marketing with it. Then a need was felt that this isn't enough. There's a need to build a stronger bond, and what better than emotions? So while product features and advantages and awareness was on, this aspect was also worked upon where they could build an emotional connect, and that's where we saw very interesting advertisement coming in. I would say that creativity in advertisement came in. We saw endorsements coming up. We saw ambassadors being engaged. We saw brands getting interested in activities which could emotionally connect with consumers. For instance, entertainment, sports, so on and so forth. So an attempt was made that while product remains at the core and brands keep on talking about the product, there is also there should also be an effort that we could build around it and talk about the you know brand story, and then also build a emotional connect. Well, this has been how the marketing has been there for many years. But if you look at how it is progressing now, and it I think it just does not restrict only to technology, but other sectors also. uh, what is very important now is that we should have an experiential connect with the consumers, especially as we are trying to study more about Gen Z, their consumer behavior, and the generations beyond. This becomes very important that there is an experiential connect with the consumers, because we have moved much beyond this roti kabda and makan. There are products and services which are do not fall in essentials. They are either comfort level products, or they are sometimes luxuries. So how do you really convince consumers to buy them, to engage with your brand? That's where this experiential connect comes in, and this can create a real defensible differentiation. Here I feel Apple was a pioneer in it, and they understood the future of this relationship between a consumer and the product, very much at an early stage. And that's how they just focused on this. How do they create a wonderful experience that this experiential connect can be there? Now, whenever in any of our researches, we talk to Apple users, hey, why are you using Apple? We don't find any emotional connect. We don't find, honestly, anybody talking so great about the product, but it is just about that experience. Yes, there are other reasons also. Some people just buy Apple products for status, but there is this strong experiential connect which one finds in Apple products. And so far, at least I have not been able to figure out any other brand which has been able to establish it. Now, it also becomes important because we are moving away from this era of product only or hardware only thing. We are now trying to offer solutions and services. Even hardware is now offering soft services. Uh, if we look at, I have talked in my earlier videos also, if we look at the revenues of, some of these hardware centric companies, it is also now gradually shifting to services and, software, which they are offering on top of the hardware, which is nothing but, you are trying to offer a lot of services on top of it and giving that kind of an experience to the consumers. So it becomes very, very important that there is a strong experiential connect, and for that you have to first of all try to understand what are you trying to deliver as an experience to the consumers. Now this will of course come from the product strengths. So first your product should be the core, whether that's an offer, a product, a physical product or a service, that remains the core. But then how you build that experience around it, how the product interacts with the consumer, how the product communicates with the consumer, how easy it is for consumer to consume that product, all that will deliver and create this experience. Now it becomes very, very important as we move along, especially servicing Gen Z and beyond. I feel that the emotional quotient is also not strong with Gen Z. You can't probably have any other very strong bond with them. So that is where it is very important that you build something on the experiential side. Now, if you are a brand which is trying to establish a connect with Gen Z, you have to have an experiential connect strategy. Look at, for instance, Lava, an Indian brand, which for some years tried to leverage on the emotional connect of being an Indian brand, but they also realized that this will not give them a very strong hold of the market, and they worked upon over these years on the experiential connect. If you look at the Lava products of present times, they are much, much better than how they used to be earlier, and they are seeing its benefits. So it's very important for every brand to build this experiential connect and be able to service all the cohorts, especially Gen Z and beyond. That's what I wanted to share in my today's weekend conversation. Let's keep this conversation on and share our ideas and thoughts with each other. I wish you all the very best for the rest of the day.